Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Faith, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.
Good evening and welcome to my podcast. I'm Bob Pace, and I warmly give you a warm welcome to this live podcast broadcast all over the world. You found me on Facebook, Fight CPS Bob Pace. So you're at the right place. Now, I'm typically on at 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time and 7 o'clock at night Pacific Standard Time. And that was a 1 hour podcast. Tonight I had a little trouble with my computer. I've been having trouble the last couple of weeks. I've taken it in twice. I may have to take it in again. Right now it's not performing how it should be. But anyway, I'm on here and you'll get a good hour from me tonight. I'll go over 8 o'clock to make up the lost time that we had here. Now, you've reached the right place. If you want to know about CPS and how to fight them and how to save your children or get back your children or don't let them take your children, this is the right place. Now, I mentioned CPS. I call it the Child Protection System. It's a county entity, and every county is different. In Richmond, Kentucky, it's called the Cabinet. In Prescott, Arizona, it's called Department of Children's Services, DCS. And even in California, it's different with two counties side by side. Orange County is the Child Protection System. Next door, the LA County is Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS. So when I say the Child Protection System, I mean the government entity that's been mandated by Congress to protect our children. That is social services. They have an arm of social service that's supposed to protect our children from the abuse. And they use lay people and professionals that call in. The professionals are better because they're trained and they know how to recognize CPS and they don't use it for alternative motives. The lay people, unfortunately, have not been trained, and they'll use stupid things like the dog is barking, the neighbor's dog barking, so they're going to call that neighbor that he's violated a CPS, endangering his kids, or the yard is overgrown in their yard, or a parent wants to retaliate against another parent. You know, alienation and trafficking is illegal, but CPS does a very good job of it. Now, I'm broadcasting from my home, and I'm sorry if you hear in the background noise because this guy decided to go out to his garage and play his guitar so loud, so hopefully you aren't picking it up. I live in a community at the beach called Surf City, USA in California on the West Coast. I'm about 3 blocks from the beach. But I do this podcast in hopes that what I experienced, I can pass on to you, and hopefully your lives will be better. Now, I know that a lot of you out there, are lost or bewildered. I don't blame you. Now, I've gotten quite a following. About 30 to 40 people come in here, and I call them family. I have people even from remote places in South Africa. I have 5 ladies from several of the provinces in South Africa. Also, I've heard from Bangladesh, India, several countries in the Middle East, about 6 countries in Africa. Last night, I heard from Liberia, from Archie Mann, who called in. He's been on my show for over a year. And then there, up in Europe, there's about 8 countries there. And then across the pond to North America, I have 3 countries. I have Canada, of course, United States, and I've talked to all the states, including Washington, D.C., which is not a state. I talked to Mexico, and then I talked to 1 country in South America. And then across the Pacific, I've talked to Australia and New Zealand, several people there. So I have quite a following. I've talked to over 800 people, and some of them have been guests on my podcast and have talked, and some of them, have texted messages and whatnot there. So I have a person that is already starting to text in. Let me put up my, hold on one second. My computer's not working like it should. And I do apologize. Now, what I put up is a second way that you can interact with this podcast. Let me adjust my picture so you can see more of me. I want to say hello to Lasse Israel. I think you've been on before. Warm welcome to you, Lasse Israel. She's in Florida, and in Florida it's called DCF, but for all practical purposes, when I say CPS, I mean Department of Children and Families there. CPS is the Child Protection System. And so it's a warm welcome. Tessa, you're getting your countdown. Hey, good evening, Tessa. Tessa is from Northern California. She has a very important case on Tuesday, and she was accused wrongly. Her husband was accused wrongly when he helped her with a seizure. She had a seizure, and a neighbor, a layperson, didn't report it right. And of course, anytime reports are made, you're guilty until you're proven innocent. It's the only court of law that know you're guilty before you're proven innocent. There. So that was hello. And that is in her state in Florida. It's called the DCF. What part of Florida are you from, Issei? That would help me too there. And that's the message from Tessa. Hey, Bob. And then we got good evening from Margaret. Margaret King is from St. Louis, Missouri. She's been on my show a lot of times. And I'm glad to see her here. Then we have, let me put up the comments, and then I want to put up the next one. Amanda, glad to see you, Shannon. I'm okay, Amanda. I had a little trouble with my computer getting on tonight, so I'm sorry for the little bit of delay, but I'm glad to see you. And Amanda, I think, oh boy, I think you're from California. I think you're from Ventura. Am I right? Ventura? I'm cleaning my lens, so it looked like a little blurry. I don't know why, but it did. But I think you're from Ventura, Amanda. Oh, you're from Los Angeles. I apologize. Oh boy, you're from LA County. I have several people from LA County. Oh, brother. Oh, you reside in St. Louis. Was your case in Los Angeles County? Was it in Los Angeles County, Amanda? Okay, you reside in St. Louis, but your case was in LA County, I think. No, your case is in St. Louis. Wow. So St. Louis is very corrupt then. St. Louis. Now, do you know Margaret King in St. Louis? She's in St. Louis too, and she had problems there too. So she's on the show tonight too. She's been on before. So I have two of you from St. Louis, Missouri. Now, when you are texting me a message, please pertain it to CPS, either a question or a comment, and show your first name as well as your city or county your case was in and the state. And if you're from another country, please show your country name and your province and so forth. Also, try to be complete with your CPS case. Yeah, hi, Margaret. We have another person from St. Louis. And I'm ready for a new year. I don't know much about the holidays. I didn't really do anything for Christmas except be with you guys. You guys have made my Christmas. You're my family. Amanda says, Margaret King, my is your case in the city or county? Well, I think all CPS cases are in the counties. I don't think any city does CPS. I think it's in the county. So I bet both of you have it in there. Yeah, the county. Margaret's in the county. Amanda, you're in the county. You guys are in St. Louis. I don't know what the name of the county is there. I don't know what the name of the county is there. Now, a third way of interacting in this podcast is to be a guest on my podcast. All you have to do is email my show producer. Her name is Grace, and her email is grace@vincentwdavis.com. You just pick one of my shows, morning or afternoon, and Sunday through Monday, and she will gladly send you the link. Now, I broadcast on YouTube using the StreamYard application, so she'll give the link to StreamYard. When you're on it, you're fine. If you happen to get knocked off, use the same link she gave you. It'll work for the whole show. So that's all there is to be a guest, is that, and she'll tell you what to do and not to do and so forth. Now, I'm putting my number up now so you guys can start to call in. I'm at 626-698-0990. That's my office number. I use Vonage. I can only talk during the show time. So if you call me before my show or after my show, I cannot talk to you. So please call me during my show hours. Also, on my show hours, on Saturday and Sunday, I come on at 8 o'clock. That's the only difference. Every other day is at 10 o'clock, but Saturday and Sunday, it's 8 o'clock. I'm on every evening at 7 p.m. Football season's over as far as high school is concerned, and the team I was watched won the national championships in high school. They went wire to wire, meaning that they're ranked number one all season long and won 13 games, including the state championships. So I was elated. That's back-to-back championships. They were the national championships last year. And so my son played for this high school, and I really enjoy high school football. And it's a good school. Now, let's see if I can get caught up with you guys. Okay, Amanda says a comment too. She said, Margaret King, Amanda to Margaret. Mine was in the county and in the city, but county for probate. That was done behind my back. I'd like to more information of how the city interacted. Now, you got to be careful. There are cities that will charge criminal charges. In my case, it was that way. I had a case in the county of Orange County, but the city where I lived also had criminal charges placed, which was something they did on their own. It's more of intimidation than anything else. There are bogus charges. But I don't know what you mean by probate. I don't know what what you mean by probate was done behind your back. That's wrong. Everything should be transparent and out in the open. If it's not, then you know they're a bad entity. Mark King, I don't understand any of this, honestly. I follow my attorney's lead. That's the best thing I know I have to do. You're right. I've been doing this fighting for 15 years, and I still see something new, like probate. I don't know if the city is doing something called probate behind Amanda's back or what. I just like her to tell us a little bit more about this probate. I'm going to try to see if I can look it up on the internet, but my search engine has not been working very well. Let's say probate in St. Louis. Probate and see, when I search the internet, I start off with St. Louis, Missouri. Yep, won't work. I cannot look it up. It's something wrong. I can't get my search engine to work. Oh, wow. Well, what you should do is look up St. Louis, Missouri, CPS probate and see what it says. And maybe you can share that with me, Amanda. I know it's very, very complex. I know it is. Tessa, you there? How's it going with your attorney for your husband? Is he on board? You got that worked out? Margaret says, I'm listening to a lot of information. I'm trying to learn more about the system. There's so much corruption. It's unbelievable. I agree. CPS was a nightmare. If I knew what I knew now 15 years ago, I would never have been involved in CPS. And I've developed 5 rules. One is to get an attorney, and I mean a juvenile family defense attorney, dependency attorney, juvenile family dependency attorney. Rule 2 is gather all your documents, put in a notebook. Rule 3 is to say no to social workers and police. Don't give them up your child. Don't let them in your home. Also, be careful of medical trafficking. There are caseworkers that work in emergency room and urgent care places, and they try to take your child. Also, if you're pregnant, they'll do the same thing. Rule number 4 is a search on the internet with a format where you put the city first, followed by the state, followed by the letter CPS, and then your question about CPS. And if you have a small city like Athens, Georgia, you may want to put Athens, Atlanta, Georgia. And then rule 5 is to gather all your important documents, to make copies of them, put them in a folder. Your children's birth certificates, your children's social security card, your driver's license, your marriage certificate, your birth certificate, your shot cards, your children's shot cards, your grade reports. You need to gather all those documents and driver's license, make a copy of everything, and stick it in an envelope. That's my rule 5. So I have 5 rules, and I get into more detail, but my shows cover them. So I've told you how they interact with this podcast. By being in this room is step 1. You can do emojis, and you can follow me or get notified when I'm on. The second way you can is to text me a message. Just try to show me your first name, your city, county, state. If you're from a country, your country. And then number 3 is to be a guest on the podcast. And also number 4, to make a phone call. Now, if you make a phone call, if you call my phone, which I put up right now, I need to take that off. That or be a guest, you qualify for a free 15-minute private consultation with Mr. Davis. And I'll ask you if you like that, and then I'll set up arrangements so you have that private 15-minute Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. There's also a 30-minute consultation for $60. It's going across the bottom of my screen on a ticket. All you do is go to that website, pay the $6, and sign up for it. And that way you can talk to him for 30 minutes in a private Zoom meeting. Now, if you want to hire Mr. Davis, his number is right there, 888-888-6582. And he'll gladly tell you his retainer. It all depends on how long your case has been going on and how complex it is. Now, if he goes out of state, because he has a case in Oklahoma, he'll have additional costs as transportation, air transportation, ground transportation, hotel, and food on top of the legal fees. Same thing if he goes up in Northern California. Right now, he has a case in Northern California, a case in LA County, Orange County, San Bernardino County, and Riverside County. Also has a case in Oklahoma. So he tries to give a lot of his time. He has school that they ask you to join, and then he has question and answer sessions on Saturday at 10:30 every Saturday. And then, of course, he gives a lot of his times. He has a podcast during the week called Office Hours, and it's really good. But he really likes to help. He gives a lot of his free time. So, yes, but he's one of the best around. He's also have fought CPS. He's gotten, he's fought CPS, but he's also done a lawsuit. He's done a lawsuit both at the state level and at the federal level. And he's won millions of dollars. So he's a real guy. He's a real guy. Now, let's see, we left off with Margaret King. And then right after Margaret King, we had a new person join us tonight. Kendrit Vergy. I'm not pronouncing your last name, but where are you from, Frederick, what part of the world are you from, and what's your case? And welcome. Okay, you're from St. Paul, Minnesota. Great, welcome here. And what is your case, Frederick? And Margaret Cade says, this is an entirely different language to learn. It is. It's a court of law. You'll find that just like medical, like open heart surgery, it's very complex. So yeah, it's you have to know your civil rights and your constitutional rights and the differences. You have to know what the CPS. Every CPS will have a handbook. They'll talk about what they can do and what they can't do. But they like to buffalo parents and steal from them and take your kids into foster care. It seems like lately, if you're low and out, you had lost a job or things aren't going well or stuff like that, they love to pick on people like that. If you're wealthy and you have a lot of money, they're not going to bother you because they know that you'll get an attorney and bail you out on this thing. It's really sad because CPS is not for the people. They're not transparent. They don't really believe in unification. And a part of that was hurt by Bill Clinton signed into law in 1997 that says that we'll give you incentive money if you have the kids adopted in foster care. They think reunification takes too long. A year is too long, and they don't like it dragged out. So they've passed a law to supposedly help, but I don't think it helps. There's still over 1,000 kids every day that go neglected that are not reported. And there's over 500,000, 500,000 children in the United States that are in foster care and being investigated. So that's a lot of kids. That's a lot of kids, and it's sad. Also, a lot of kids die too. So that is really tough there. Now, Kendrick says, can I get a shout out? Learning a lot. Yes, you can. I will help you anything I can to tell you. I just said my 5 rules and I go in more in detail. You can call in or be a guest on my podcast. And Margaret says, thank you so much for the notification. That's very helpful. So I try not to miss anything, but I've been extremely busy. I understand. We all have a life of our own and it's hard sometimes. But anyway, I welcome you all. I'm here to help you. You just put up the questions, and I will help you. I will help you. If you really want to know what a CPS worker is, all you have to do is look at the 2022 social workers. Oh, great. We got a call. We got a call from St. Louis. So it's one of 2 people. Welcome from St. Louis. This is Bob Pace.
This is Amanda.
Hi, Amanda. How you doing?
I'm fine. I was Googling some information about the probate because I still don't have the understanding of why, but it makes sense to me now. But I talked to, I believe, right after Christmas, to the dependency chief assistant, and she looked up all the information, and she said that this needs to be investigated due to she doesn't have the understanding of why my stuff is in probate and why my case was in the county, then transferred to the city.
Well, first of all, who accused you first?
Accused me of what?
Of neglect or abuse to your children?
My kid's father. And he's
okay, your kid's father called into CPS?
No.
Who do you report it to?
His ex-girlfriend called the police on me due to to the fact that
And what was the police when they came out? What did they accuse? What were you accused of?
that I left my kids with a stranger, but that was literally their cousin.
So you didn't have correct supervision. Now, why was the police coming out to investigate that? That's something that should have gone to the social service, to the child protection system.
I have no clue. I just know that his ex-girlfriend was a very jealous.
Right. I understand.
And
They do that. Now, my question to you is, did the police arrest you?
no, I was supposed to go down to the police station to pick my kids up, but I didn't have a ride down there.
Why were your kids at the police station?
That's where they told me to pick them up at.
No, why were they there? I mean, weren't the kids with the person you left them with?
Yeah, that's their blood cousin.
So why were they at the police station?
He wasn't at the police station. When I got off of the bus for my job interview, my kids were acting up, and there's really no help from my kid's father. If he can't have me, then he's not doing anything for the children. So I just do everything by myself. So I packed up all their stuff, and that summer, I saw their cousin at the bus stop. So to diffuse the situation of me knocking on that lady's door, I said, "Hey, how about I just give them to y'all, to you, and you can just walk them around there." And from there, I watched them until I couldn't watch them no more, and then I got back on the bus, and then I get a call that your kid's father just put the kids in the backseat of a detective's car.
Wow, this is really strange because usually the call goes into 911. And if it's something involving neglect or abuse, then it goes to the child protection system. And then they investigate it.
And what
If it's
yeah,
go ahead.
to do with me is look at all the hotline calls that were made by him and his family members. There's a whole line of abuse. But I was told not to speak on none of that by the public acre. She said that it has nothing to do with the case. But that would have been a pinpoint. Okay, I'm on the phone, Keyshawn. I'm on the phone. That's my son.
I understand. I'm glad you have your children.
I always have them.
Well, so many of the mothers out there don't have them, and they're in foster care being abused. I'm so glad that you have your children.
My next question from talking to the dependency person last week, is she said that January 2nd, when the actual chief gets in the office, she'll be giving me a call to start the investigation. And I was told that when they start the investigation, that they will remove the kids out of the home.
Well, that's only if it's necessary. Have you asked for a settlement conference?
Huh?
Have you asked for a settlement conference?
With the chief?
No, with the CPS worker.
Everything was closed behind my back. December 20th.
Well, okay, but the chief, unless they have you arrested for something, they can't have you dealing with the police. I mean, if they have a detective, it has to be a criminal matter, like domestic violence, like you stole something, or that you injured your child with a knife, or, it has to be a criminal charge. Police only do criminal matter. CPS does family matter.
I think you got confused. The case is already over with, so now I'm acting as my own lawyer, trying to figure out everything.
Well, what case do you have? You say it's all over. Is that the police case or the child protection system's case?
The whole case with CPS.
Okay, that is over. Have you got a confirming letter from them to say that the case is closed?
I called in last Friday and talked to some lady, and she basically was very rude and basically said that she couldn't tell me anything, but she said the case is still open and that I basically don't have any rights to my children, and she didn't know me, so she couldn't give me any type of information. I asked her why, and she said the same thing that you said with a law that was passed by Bill Clinton.
Yeah, 1997, the incentive law.
Yeah.
That is basically telling that CPS will be rewarded if they get your kids adopted. They get money for getting them into foster care. They don't believe in reunification.
Yeah. So my next question is, the lady, she told me to start the process of overturning power of. She said I need to start with overturning the power of attorney.
Well, do you have a lawyer right now?
I am looking for one. I'm waiting on the calls from the bar.
Well, are you asking them for a court-appointed attorney or a public defender, or are you trying to get a real lawyer?
I'm getting a real one.
Right. Somebody, and there's two questions you got to ask this attorney. Question one, are you a juvenile family dependency lawyer who's fought CPS and gotten the kids back? If the question to that question is yes, then your next question should be, after the CPS closed, have you ever sued the CPS in either state court or federal court and won money? If the answer is yes, you got yourself a winner. All you need to do is get 3 quotes, determine which one is the most affordable, but also the one with the most chemistry between you and the attorney.
Oh, I wanted to say something to Margaret King.
Go ahead. She's listening. She's listening.
Her stuff was in the county, and I honestly cannot tell you how my stuff went to the county when I stay in the city. But if you watch this video, it's called St. Louis County Corruption. It's a linked 2-hour disturbing call of all the CPS workers from St. Louis County, and half of them are in my document. It's a link call from CPS that was leaked about where they're funding the money and how they're putting money into like their own account. You can find it on YouTube, but it's called the corruption of St. Louis County.
Well, right now in Richmond, Kentucky, there's over $1 million unaccounted for. They got one individual who worked for them, and he has been charged with embezzling $400,000. So the money
they have a whole separate bank account. Like
I believe it. I'll believe it because they give incentives. They give bonuses, incentives. They reward their social workers by keeping the children in foster care. They reward them.
And the lady that actually has my children, the only way I can pinpoint is probate, because probate has to deal with assets.
I don't understand probate because probate has nothing to do with CPS or children. What is probate?
It has a lot. Okay, I was Googling it. Probate is hold on.
My computer's not working. Otherwise, I'd find out.
I was looking at this. By the time I get done with this, with all this, I'm going to be a lawyer.
Well, that's what Akima or KK Richardson is. She got her lawyer's degree while fighting for her kids. KK Richardson, Akima Richardson, been on my show. She's from Brooklyn, New York. She has her own podcast, too.
That's good.
And she comes on. She was just on last night or yesterday morning. She comes on all the time on my podcast. Gives me an update. She got them on the ropes, but she hired a real attorney. But she's also an attorney herself, and she's a dependency law attorney, so she knows if her attorney's doing its job.
Give me 1 second.
No problem. No problem there.
Probate, like, literally means. Okay, here it is. Okay, I'm going to have the thing read it out to.
That's okay.
Okay, probate. Ooh, I hate reading out loud. Okay. What is probate? Give me 1 second.
Well, I would type in St. Louis, Missouri, CPS. What is probate?
It will not. I've done that. It will not allow me. It redirects me.
Really?
But this is what it says that it means. What is probate? Probate is a legal process that occurs after a death. In most cases, probate is a key part of settling the estate of a deceased person. In fact, probate may also be referred to as estate administration. During the probate process, the assets of the deceased person, the decedent, are formally transferred to their new owners. All of the assets left behind are referred to as the deceased person's estate. The estate is settled during probate. During this process, assets are collected.
I know what probate is now. That is really good, Amanda. That probate, for all your listeners out there, it's probate like a house is up for sale. The people that own the house are dead, so they put it up for sale for probate. It's where they liquidate all the assets and give it to family members. If there's a will, it's given there. But probate deals with deceased people. Now, were one of your children deceased?
My oldest son, he's a twin. But
no, was he deceased?
He's deceased, but that was back in 2011.
Well, that has nothing to do with today. Probate, I don't know why they even talk about probate. The person who's talking to you, first of all, when you're talking to dependency, are you talking to the clerk of dependency court? Who are you talking to in dependency court?
No, I literally have the official paperwork that I couldn't find on case.net, where you can find all the court papers. There's an affidavit for probate by she has a lawyer, and all the dates match up to, basically she's been doing some fraudulent stuff, and that's why none of the paperwork
well, the probate has nothing to do with your case.
But see, that's exactly what I'm trying to figure out, because nobody else can figure out. Like,
it is like telling me that a grape is the same as a walnut. They are both food, but they don't have anything to do with each other.
It also has a lot to do with like a person trying to. I don't know how she did this, but I just know she filed for probate in 2019.
Who did? Who filed the probate? Who provided the probate in 2019? Who did that?
Her name, the lawyer's name.
A lawyer filed the probate.
No, she filed for it.
Who's she?
The lady that has my children.
Oh boy.
With a lady named,
boy. Why does a lady have your children? Is she a foster mother?
Yes, she has a license to foster, so she's connected to DSF.
I know, but was DCF, the CPS, I like to stick with CPS because it's too confusing to talk all the different entities, but how did she get your kids?
She had nothing to do with the case. There was another family member that's up in age that found out that the kids were they were taken from me, and my kid's father, I like to call it the wrong DNA I swapped with.
Well, how were the kids taken? If you weren't involved in CPS, how are the kids taken?
went into CPS all this happened in 2018.
Yeah, but it's 2024.
I know.
So what is
She already had a plan
2018?
on
If
what
you
she
had
was
a
going to
case
do.
in 2018, you would have had a dependency court hearing. You would have had
Yes.
a
And
settlement
this
meeting.
is the case that I'm talking. This is the case I'm talking about.
Well, that happened back in 2018.
Yes.
So
And
were
it
your
went on
parent
for a
were your
long
parent
time.
rights terminated? Were your parent rights terminated?
I'm trying to find that out.
Were
Nobody
you
can give me
aware of
any type
anything?
of
Did you show up to dependency court where they said your rights are terminated, or this is the plan?
I never went to anything.
Because they'd never notify you, or you ignored it?
Say that one more time.
Well, did you ignore it for 6 years?
No, my last court date was it was October 22nd of 2021, and I wasn't supposed to return back to the court until April 26th of 2022. And
yeah, but I'm trying to understand how your case is open or closed, or how I mean, this is really bizarre because
it's now open in the county due to the fact that the person that I called to get information from, she said that she could not give me information due to the fact that she didn't know me, and that the law in Missouri with the open and shut adoption. I wish I could just play the audio. I know I sound like I'm probably confused, but this entire case is very confusing. But it's getting ready to come to an end because everything was done illegally.
Well, okay, I just can't believe you. I mean, what was your husband doing? Now, he filed for a divorce, right?
My husband?
Yeah, the father of the children.
He can never get his children due to the significance of his daughter's case.
Well, I'm confused. Does he have children by another mother?
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. So you and this guy, were you guys legally married?
No.
Okay, so you're like girlfriend, boyfriend, and you had how many children with him? Or you weren't girlfriend, boyfriend, you're just lovers?
It was a forced.
It was rape.
Forced relationship.
You were raped. And that's hard.
I guess.
I'm so sorry, because that's a hard thing to swallow. And any men listening out there, I don't think you should take advantage of women. And if you get women pregnant, you're responsible for that child.
But sometimes women, I called on my family and told them what was going on.
I know. Well, I don't think abortion is the answer. But anyway, so you and this man had how many children?
My first pregnancy, I had twins, and one of them passed away right next to me.
So you had one living child with this man. Did you have any more?
13 of them fell out the sky out of nowhere.
What, you had 13 children?
No, he did.
Oh, he had 13 children, all by the same mother?
No, it was different women, and I didn't know anything about it.
Wow, so he's out there impregnating all these women and making all these babies.
So he can have a place to stay when one female gets tired of him.
Oh,
He's
wow.
never had a job.
I've never heard of such a thing.
I've never put him on child support.
That's
this is how messed up he is.
Well, anyway, how many children do you actually have with him? How many children do you actually have with him? You only had the twins with him, right?
I had, the twins will be two. One is deceased. So we have three altogether, but one in spirit.
Okay, so you had 3 children altogether, and one is deceased. That was 2. What was the custody arrangement for those 2 children with him?
There was none.
You don't have to be married to have a custody arrangement. If he's the father, there's got to make some determination of how much he has to pay.
See, that's the thing. I had my twins back in 2010. There was no CPS involved. I never put him on child support, but when he didn't get his way, he would put me in certain situations. And when I was at work, there was a lot of injuries that would happen, and he would send my son to school. Like the one incident where he had called me because I was working at Walmart, and he said that that's when I only had my living twin. Like, he had an injury on his mouth, and when I got off of work, I looked at his mouth. His baby tooth was shoved all the way up his gums, and I took him straight to the hospital. And CPS and social workers told me to sit down, and why did an adult come and basically bring his child to the hospital, because this is a life or death situation.
Well, it's abuse. It's abuse. It's physical abuse.
So they like St. Louis does not care about anybody's rights. I'm quite sure they don't even care. They care more about animals and stuff and all types of stuff. But I was able to pinpoint where I was at. I was at work, so I sent him to where he was at. But for some reason, he keeps getting away with a lot of stuff. And this last time when paternity was established, I am married legally in the state of Missouri. So when DNA was established...
Wait. Who did you get married to? Who did you get married to?
Huh?
You get married to another guy?
I was married way before all this.
I'm really. So you were once married. Did you have any children with that first marriage?
No.
So you had no children with the first marriage. So was the marriage dissolved?
No, we're actually still married.
You're still married to that man. Then you met another man that had twins, and then this man that you met went out and had 13 children.
Yeah, but in the state of Missouri, even though paternity was established, if something were to happen to me, my kids will be going to my husband, which I think they need to.
Well, they're not the biological father. The biological father is the father that has 13 other children.
Yes, and that's where I found myself in anger management and drug classes, due to the fact that once again he gets away with everything, and somebody else paying for something. But I was able to pinpoint my husband being incarcerated because they
why was the man you're married to incarcerated? What did he do wrong? How come he's incarcerated?
He violated probation.
What was he on probation for?
Gun charges.
So he had gun charges. So you were married to a man, didn't have children with him. He had gun charges. He's incarcerated, and he's on probation. Meanwhile, you met another man. You had a baby, twins, and one of the twins died, and you had another child with that man. Then that man decided to go out and have 13 other children?
No, those 13 were already there. I only knew
before he met you. He had 13 children before he met you.
I guess so, yeah.
Wow. So here's a man that comes along. He meets you. You have 3 children with him. One of them dies. Meanwhile, you have a husband that was incarcerated with gun charges. And now this guy that has 13 children, where is he now? What's he doing?
Acting as if nothing ever happened.
So he's out there making more babies probably and meeting more women, and
Yes,
he's only interested in sex with the women.
yes.
He's not interested in being a father or raising kids.
Basically, he just wants. You know how some men can just want to be dominant over everything. He wants.
Well, I've heard of stories that people have alternative lifestyles, and maybe you didn't want that kind of lifestyle, but he did. So, anyway, are you connected still with this guy that had 13 children and 3 of your children? Are you still connected with him?
This is the messed up thing. The person that has my children, that's his big cousin.
That's his
So it's like
cousin?
Huh?
Well, who has your 2 children?
That's his cousin, the lady that has the license to foster.
Okay, so he has a cousin that got your children. Now, how did a cousin get hold of your 2 children? Why couldn't the children go with your mom or your aunt or one of your cousins?
My mom is deceased. She passed away when I was 13.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. That's it. How about an aunt,
I called on.
aunt or grandmother or somebody?
Okay, I called on all my family members, and just for them to tell me you made this bed, you lay in it, they didn't help. But
they didn't want to help you. You made the
my
mess.
auntie,
They said it's all punish you. You know, you said you lost your mother. How old did you lose your mother at?
I lost her June 13th of 2000. She was found foaming out the mouth of a drug overdose.
Right. And how old were you then?
I had just turned 13.
Okay, here you are. You're a teenager. And a woman at 13 doesn't know what she wants. I mean, she is grown up. She probably is interested in guys. And the guys then are not interested in girls yet. And older guys are interested in younger girls. But you don't have any mother to show you the ropes. And you said she did a drug overdose. So I'm not trying to say your mother was a bad mother, but that didn't help you at all. So you maybe learned some wrong things about dating and seeing guys. Meanwhile, you met a man, you didn't have children with him, but he got in trouble with the law. You meet another man who had 13 children you're unaware of, who wanted to have 3 children with you.
Well, I was raised by my grandma.
Well,
I can say that.
Why wouldn't your grandmother take care of your
right
2 kids? Why couldn't your grandmother take care of your 2 kids?
My grandmother is also deceased as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Jeez, this is all right. So
everybody.
So you had not got an attorney yet. You need an attorney to straighten your mess out. There are legal protections, and you've been abused and taken off, and you've been taken by advantage by that guy with the 13 kids. He's a squandro, and I don't mind telling that.
I wasn't about to say anything about the abuse in court. The appointed lawyer, she told me it has nothing to do with the case, and I requested for her to be off my case, and I guess she found out. And she started being rude and evil and started telling me like that wasn't a good idea that you went to my supervisor. So it's almost like they tagged to me because I opened up my mouth because she didn't know what was going on with the case either. Like it was like everybody rolled out of bed and just slapped lies together, but wouldn't allow me to say anything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if JD is talking to me about this chick's a mess. Well, I sure am, due to the fact that CPS is a mess as well.
Yeah. Well, let me do this. I'm going to have to end my show because I've already gone 1 hour. And I'm not trying to cut you short, Amanda, but I'm so glad you called in. Have you talked to Mr. Davis before yet?
No, I thought he was going to be calling me. I
Well,
don't know what-
then you have talked on the show with me before, right?
Yes.
Let me go ahead and see. How long ago was it? Hold on. Let me look and see when I scheduled that for you. Hold on. Your first name is Amanda, right?
Yes.
Do you know about when I talked to you about being on with Vincent Davis?
It was about 2 weeks ago.
Hold on. Let me see. You should have talked to him by now. I'm trying to find your name. Hold on. Faith, Phil, Freeman. Okay, Savannah. Within Faith. You text me in your name and your phone number and your email, right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm looking. Josh Everson, Jonathan Summerfield, Alex Kelly, Shannon there, Vincent,
And I
Shantana.
also sent you something to your email as well.
Okay, I'll have to go to that too. Hold on a second here.
And that was like at 10:50 p.m. December 23rd.
Okay, I'm a little behind on my email, so I apologize. Betty Joe, I'm back to see how far back I'm going back here.
So I sent that to you December 16th. December 16th, 9:39 p.m.
Okay, I'm at December 10th. I don't see where I've sent it on there. Let me look at my Vonage thing and see if I can find it there. See, your area code is, let me see, calls. Where is it? Calls today. Is your area code 209?
No, 314.
Where is your call today?
I just sent you a text that said,
A 314. Hey, there it is. I'll keep it confidential. I said, oh, yeah, I see it. I see where you talked to me. Yeah, hey, Miss, this Amanda St. Louis is possible. You can send me a document. Look, I honestly believe the lawyer from 16. I believe. I see your messages. Yeah, here it is. December 16th. Amanda Shanahan. Yeah. Let me do this. I believe I sent that. Let me go look on December 16th here. I found you. That is good.
I'm not even sure if you listened to the audio.
Okay, hold on one second here. December 26th. Faith, Phil, Freeman. $19 here. Josh. Amy. Here it is. I did send it to her December 16th. And you not heard from him?
I heard from Georgita, I believe.
Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to write an email to my show producer. Her name is Grace, and it's at vincentwdavis.com. It's Grace at vincentwdavis.com.
Okay.
And ask her when I'm going to talk to Mr. Davis, and that Bob sent your request on December 16th.
Okay.
Because you should have heard from her. She should have sent you a date and time that you could talk to Mr. Davis.
Okay.
So anyway, I will look at my email and go through what you sent me. All right.
Okay.
And I want to thank you very much for calling in, but I do have to end my show. To all my listeners, I've gone a little bit over my show time. I had trouble with my computer getting on, but I want to thank all of you there. Some people have come in. JD, hi, I see you just came in, and I'm so glad that you come. And again, Happy New Year. Yeah, I know things are really a mess there. Anyway, JD, try to call in tomorrow. I'll be on at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. And again, on New Year's Eve, I'll be on at 7 o'clock at night. I'll be doing my New Year's Eve with you and New Year's Day. I'll be on at 10 o'clock New Year's Day and on New Year's Day Eve. And I want to thank Margaret from St. Louis, who's been calling in regularly. And good luck with you. I also have a new person here. I'm Nefrifim. I adopted a child whose siblings are in one custody and RFA approval for compelling reasons, and can say what place. Found foster care parents have GoFundMe page collecting thousands of dollars off the kid's story. I'd like to know more about it. This is called It M. If you could call in tomorrow, that'd be great. I'd like to know more about that. Also, Lichtenberg, hello, Lycan. She is from South Africa. So glad to hear from you, Lycan, and welcome there. Kendrick, please call back again. I want to know more about your case. He's from Minnesota, St. Paul, Minnesota. And I want to thank, let me see who else I leave off here. Amanda, Tessa, don't forget Tessa. And thank you. And Ishay, thank you too. So thank you all tonight. God bless you. Please do not give up. Keep fighting for your kids. I know you will. And again, if I don't see you, a Happy New Year. But God bless you all. And there'll be a brief message from Vincent when I sign off. And so this is Bob Pace and Amanda signing off. Thank you.
Feeling lost in the maze of CPS? Desperate to get your child back? You're not alone. Countless parents face the heart-wrenching reality of family separation. The legal system can be overwhelming, but there's hope.
Now, here's the key. Faith, that's how you win a 6-month hearing.
Thank you.
If you do all of those things, you're going to blow your social worker's mind, you're going to blow your attorney's mind, and you're going to blow away the judge.
With attorney Vincent W. Davis, a dedicated legal expert with 39 years of experience, committed to helping families like yours. Join his weekly live Q&A on Zoom, where you can ask your burning questions about CPS cases. Get the knowledge and strategies you need to fight for your child's return.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is a question and answer session for school, SKOOL, and this is the CPS school.
Are you ready to take control of your family's future? Join our school community for free to access weekly live Q&A sessions, or participate as a one-time guest. Don't let fear hold you back. Take the first step towards reuniting your family. Join us now.